Hello everyone, and welcome to the 9th episode of my podcast, Wild Wanderer, where I answer your hiking and outdoor related questions. Be sure to look at the description for links to my website, book, and helpful links to topics I'll be discussing today. Now we've already gone over the 10 essentials, including what to wear while hiking, but everything changes in winter. Today I'm going to go over some winter weather gear. These are items you should be wearing or have with you in your pack. I've written them all down in the description of this post for your reference later. I'll go over these one by one to give you some more tips on what to be looking for. So first is a knit or a wool hat. This can be a beanie as well. Basically, you want it to be made out of synthetic materials or wool. And bonus points if it covers your ears too, to keep them warm. Next is a balaclava. I wear this under my wool hat. It's really good in cold or windy weather, just to keep my neck and ears warm. Sunglasses or snow goggles, both work the same to keep the sun out of your eyes. I tend to go with sunglasses because they don't fog up as often as snow goggles. Now, sports bra and undergarments, these should be moisture wicking, and as with all items that you wear, they should not be made out of cotton. Synthetic fibers like polyester or nylon are better. And a moisture wicking tank. And a moisture wicking jacket to wear over it. This is a really lightweight jacket, moisture wicking. Layering is really important, so you can add or take off layers as needed if it gets hot or cold. I have a puffy jacket with me to keep me warm, and my puffy jacket also came with a shell to keep out the wind and the weather. On my lower half, I wear yoga pants. Once again, synthetic yoga pants. And then I put on snowboarding pants over them. I don't wear snow bibs because of the difficulties they impose when I need to use the bathroom. Snowboarding pants just make for easier access. Keeping your feet warm in the winter is essential. So I wear wool socks. These are darn tough, but they're also darned expensive. However, they have a lifetime guarantee and I've never had an issue with them. Your mountaineering boots should be warm and waterproof. I go through 4 pairs of boots a year, but I also hike about 3,200 miles a year, so I figure that's a pretty fair trade. Personally, I like Solomon's, but footwear is highly personal. My advice when buying winter boots is to get a half a size up, because your feet tend to swell when you're hiking, and also to get a boot with good tread. Gloves are very, very important, especially in winter. I always have at least 3 pairs with me. My underlayer, my mitts, and an extra pair in case I lose either of the above in the wind, which tends to happen in Colorado wind. So you want your base pair to be gloves, so that you have some dexterity. And you want the outer pair to be mitts to keep your hands warm. The best way to prevent getting cold fingers is to never take your gloves off while you're hiking. Some other items I have in my pack for winter are snowshoes, Microspikes, Crampons, an ice axe, and a trekking pole with a bandana. Now these are only items that are useful if you know how to use them, but they're often necessary items in the backcountry in winter. So your snowshoes should be made out of steel, and bonus points if they have ratchet bindings and heel risers. So these don't have ratchet bindings. I wish they would. They're actually hard to find, but ratchet bindings are so much easier to put on in winter weather. These do have heel risers, however. The heel risers help when you're going up steep terrain. Now, I say this, but I climbed all the 14ers with a pretty cheap pair of aluminum snowshoes, and I did just fine. You all know that I have Microspikes in my backpack at all times, but especially in the winter. So these go over your shoes and they give you traction on the snow and ice. Now crampons are like Microspikes on steroids. These are meant for climbing up ice, and they should also be made out of steel, not aluminum. An ice axe is a useful tool when climbing up snow or when traversing across steep terrain, and also for glissading. Glissading is when you descend a steep snow slope on a controlled slide. And it involves higher risks of injuries than almost any other form of descending, so it should be practiced on easy terrain before attempting in the backcountry. Glissading with crampons is especially dangerous and should never be attempted. Glissading is basically sitting and sliding down the snow, like on a playground slide. And an ice axe is useful when you're glissading for self-arrest to help you stop your fall. I've got a quick video following this podcast of me glissading on terrain that really wasn't ideal. There were sun cups everywhere, but it did make for a way faster way to descend. Finally, I also always have a bandana and a trekking pole with me. I usually tie the bandana to the end of my trekking pole. My nose runs like a faucet in cold weather, so this is just an easy way for me to wipe my nose as I hike. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and be sure to watch next week's episode where I discuss cold weather hiking tips and tricks, which will include packing a few more small items. And to help me keep these episodes coming, please ask me questions by commenting or going to the contact button on my website. Thanks for watching, and remember, I want you to win at life and enjoy the adventure.